Welcome to the Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. This is a broadcast where faith meets creativity, and we explore life as artists and truth seekers under the reign of the ultimate king, Yeshua HaMashiach. Through art, truth, and scripture, we'll uncover what it means to live our best lives now, rooted in the reality of God's kingdom. Join us each week as we dive into conversations about faith, freedom, creativity, all while uncovering the truth in a world full of distractions. Why? Because it's time to empower ourselves to create boldly, live authentically, and stand firm in God's purpose for our lives. This is the Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Creative Revolution. Where faith and creativity collide to inspire a vibrational shift. Let's create. Let's thrive. And let's glorify God. Together, 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 together. Forever, 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 forever. Amen. 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 Amen.
Everything goes somewhere.
I'm just gonna be honest.
We will not be able to process your transaction at this time. Please blink twice. There's a system error. 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 There's a system error.
Yo, what's up? Creative Revolution broadcast. We are super stoked to be here right now to introduce to you our new series called System Error. The series is designed to open up a conversation. The conversation that we're not supposed to have. The one that truly matters. And so today, we're kicking off the first episode of this series with the question that sits underneath everything. And that question is, what is the beast system, really?
And not only the beast system, but what is wrong with the world? Why is it the way it is? We all know something is wrong. And what that wrong thing is the beast system.
And it isn't about fear, but it's about truth, because when we know, when we comprehend, when we receive the truth sets us free. And freedom is where it's at. Freedom is where we need to be. It's where we need to operate from. A place of freedom, a place of love, and a place of flow. So just keep that in mind.
Let's be clear up front. This podcast isn't about doom and gloom. It's about awakening, clarity, and taking action in a world that feels more distorted by the day.
Because right now, humanity is craving something real. We want healing. We want truth. We want to belong to something that isn't corrupted or commodified. And that starts with waking up to the system that we're actually living in.
And it's not, sometimes it's not fun waking up. This morning I was having some nice dreams and I was just very comfy under the covers, cuddling with the cats. And I didn't want to get up, because then I had to face certain realities. I had to face the reality of my body, having to stretch it, the hunger in my belly, the need for caffeine. So sometimes it's not comfortable, or it's normally not comfortable waking up, especially when you wake up and you realize that, there's certain realities we need to face that are not good.
Yeah, and it can be painful, just like having a super painful and uncomfortable conversation with somebody that you love, because there's a hurt there, there's a trauma there, like digging into the traumas. It's like going to, a terrible movie and you got to sit through it in order to see how it ends. It's like the process of waking up, the process of having our eyes truly open to seeing through the fog, seeing through the deception, seeing through the darkness, through the lies. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Just even think about driving at night in the wintertime when it's snowing. Like, it's hard to see. And at moments you think to yourself, my goodness, should I pull over? Should I pull over for the safety of myself and for all involved? Should I just stop? Should I have not left? Should I just turn around and go home? Should I give up? That's often what it feels like on this journey, on this quest for comprehension and for understanding and for truth. But it's worth it. You know, it's like nothing in this world comes easy. Everything that is truly good is worth fighting for, and it takes effort. And so we know too that without pain, there's no gain. And I know that every day because I'm lifting heavy, bro. Like, I'm lifting weights, and my buys today, my biceps are in pain because I've been working them, because I want to be able to lift Mishak, who weighs nearly 20 pounds. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to hurt, but it is worth it at the end.
Mishak is our cat.
Yeah, Mishak is our cat. I'm like assuming everybody who's listening knows that.
And so, like, our purpose for doing this whole series is, yes, to wake people up, but to wake people up to action, because what we truly need is a unified, healing, loving community that meets each other's needs.
Yes.
You know, in society today, I literally feel like I'm dying most of the time. And, like, it's hard for me not to get negative, and it actually took a lot of effort to work on this episode, because I'm like, wow, I'm just, like, dumping on the audience. I'm so negative because I've just been so traumatized from my experience in this world and dealing with everything and discovering all this stuff. And this is, we want to be able to present this information in a way that is easily accessible and not overwhelming, instead of going down all the rabbit holes and being overwhelmed, because there's a ton of negative information out there, overwhelming information. But you don't need to know it all to be able to know what action to take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just basically gotta know the gist of it in order to, like Adam said, know what action to take, how to make decisions daily in the moment that are going to produce fruit in your life and in the lives of those around you, and begin to build something that is safe, that is beautiful, that is connected, that is loving, that is all of the things that we want. And so, yeah, this is going to be a really fun series. It's something that Adam has been wanting to do for a very long time.
I've actually wanted to do a whole, like, script of my life and do, like, almost like a movie and episodes of my life and incorporate all this information in there. And I had started it, but it was just taking so long to do it. But I'm like, let's just have a conversation in our podcast just to get the essentials of the truth out there.
Yeah, because, like, the reality is, for both of us, we have gone down the rabbit holes. We've gone down to the end of some rabbit holes and then found that there was, like, another rabbit hole at the end of that one. Like, we've done all of that. And so now that we're here, back at the top, like, we've come up and out of it all, there is so much that we can share, and in a way that is disseminated, so that, like, you don't have to experience the insane amount of mind-bending trauma that kind of comes with going down those rabbit holes. Because, okay, so for example, let's just talk about, say, Walt Disney, okay? Walt Disney has Walt Disney Studios and he has Walt Disneyland, and everybody thinks Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney, all of this, it's the land of love and hope and dreams and all of the good things. Well, that's not exactly true. So Walt Disney was actually a 33-degree Freemason.
Or higher.
Or even higher. And so we know that what happens when you're a 33 or higher degree Freemason is you're involved in satanic rituals. You're involved in things that include sacrificing babies and children. Okay, now that's terrible.
That's heavy.
But think about this, how even worse it gets. Walt Disney World and Walt Disneyland has a series of tunnels.
Well, you're really diving right into the darkness, aren't you?
Sorry, I just want to provide an example without going too deep into all of the things that surround it. So Walt Disney World and Walt Disneyland have a series of tunnels underneath their amusement parks. And Walt Disneyland and Disney World actually have a very high statistic of children that go missing every single year. And these numbers are disturbingly high. And from the number, the very high percentage, let's just throw out a number there. Let's just say like 5,000 children a year go missing. It's only something like 1,500 children ever actually come back to the surface and find their parents again. So that is a large number of children that go missing, okay? And so we know he's a 33-degree Freemason. We know he's a part of these things. And we also know that pedophilia is the thing that is running rampant in our world right now. We also know that in the classic Disney movies that we all grew up on, that we know and love, like The Lion King and Aladdin and all of this, there is disturbing sexual subliminal imagery that is woven in to the movies. And these are movies for children. So if you think about all of this, how insanely sick and disturbing it is, you don't want to go down there. You don't want to go down that. But you do need to recognize and acknowledge the fact that there is sex child trafficking taking place on this earth, and some of the most prominent figures on the planet are involved in it. Okay, like this is a fact, but you don't want to go down that rabbit hole and be traumatized and find out all the things like the time that we found out about Pizzagate when it first broke. Okay, and then Pizzagate got scrubbed from the internet. And I'm going to tell you right now that when we found out about that, I was sick, physically sick, finding out about this and going down and reading all of the classified documents. So anyways, all that to say, we're here to save you from that, okay? We're just going to give you the Coles knows, the need to knows.
Yeah, because we just need to get the point across that there's a big problem. We need to face the problem. There's an elephant in the room, and we need to face that elephant and tell it to leave, or we need to leave. It's like if you're sick and you don't know why you're sick, you could stay ignorant and just keep going about your day, or go to the doctor and he says, oh, well, you got radiation poisoning, and underneath your bed is a bunch of plutonium. It's that crazy that system is making us this sick, and we need to know why it's making us sick. We need to have the comprehension of what's going on so we could come together and do something about it. It's not like we're going to topple the system, but we could remove ourselves from the system.
Exactly.
And this is what it's about. It's following the path of the world that leads to destruction, or following the Creator's path, which leads to life. And everything has been flipped upside down. Every single thing. Mm-hmm. Every aspect of society has been distorted and is poisoning us.
Yeah, we're living in the literal upside down. Like, we're living in the beast system. But what is the beast system?
Some people think the beast system is a prophetic warning from the Bible, a global structure that controls commerce, thought, and worship. And that's not wrong. Revelation 13 paints a picture that is eerily similar to the world we're watching emerge right now.
Yeah. And it's more than just prophecy. Like, the beast system is real. It's a world system. It's a system that is actually placed on top of the kingdom of God. So the way I see it is there's two operating systems happening simultaneously at once here. It's kind of like when you have a fancy computer that you can boot up one system or boot up two systems. You know what I mean? And so these two systems are happening simultaneously here, and it's technological, it's physiological, it's spiritual, and it touches everything. It touches everything from the government to finance, media, food, education, healthcare, entertainment, and guess what, fans, folks, friends? Even faith. Faith is not excluded from this.
And whether you believe in the Bible or prophecy or anything like that, we cannot deny that this elephant is real in the room.
It's big. It's a big old elephant.
It's the web of control designed to keep us spiritually asleep, emotionally disconnected, and physically dependent. And the worst part, most people think this is just normal life.
And it's so crazy, right? Like, it's not normal when you really truly think about life. Life, like, even when I say the word life, like, I feel like it gives me life. Life is light. Life is something that is abundant, and it's alive, and it's nourishing, and it's like constantly flowing and moving and transforming, and it's beautiful. And like, this system that we are presently finding ourselves in is not that. And like, that is not to say that we as individuals can't see and find beauty and all these good things, right, in our day to day. You know, like, especially right now, it's spring is coming, snow is melting pretty soon. There'll be buds on the trees, and like the birds are singing more loudly because they're excited and happy. And this is beautiful, right? Because it is happening simultaneously. Like, the system of control is here and it's happening, but we ebb and flow in and out of it. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, do you have something?
Yeah, and it takes effort to create our realities outside of their reality. The more we get sucked into, that's why we don't watch the news. We unplug from the matrix and don't fill ourselves with all the media, because that's a big part of them creating their reality in your mind. And so we need to fill ourselves with nature walks. We need to fill ourselves with conversations with our family, with our wives, with our children, with our friends, and to have faith in spirituality, because these are the things that, if we fill ourselves with, are actually going to bring us life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because something I was just kind of thinking about, like, the quote unquote normal life is like this weird structure that we are just more or less going through the motions of, right? So you wake up, you get ready, you have breakfast, you go to work, you like spend a large chunk of your time exchanging time and energy, your precious time and energy, for money, because then you have to go through the program of paying bills, paying rent, paying mortgage, paying for groceries, paying for your children's dance classes, this, that, and the other thing. Come home, make dinner, watch TV, watch the news, go to bed, maybe have sex with your spouse if you're lucky. Like, you know what I mean? And then this continues every day until the weekend. Like, it's kind of, it's crazy. So let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about the real chaos. Why is everything upside down? Well, the truth is, it's not random. Like, this isn't happening randomly. It's a systematic distortion happening across every area of life.
And the culture that tells us to trust the experts, trust the system, trust the science. But behind the curtain, there is an elite agenda.
Wizard of Oz.
Exactly. A centralization of power, a manipulation of truth, and most people are too overwhelmed or distracted to even notice. And this is not something new. This is like conspiracy 101 with the New World Order, the elite, the rich and the powerful having an agenda.
Yeah.
And this is their agenda at play.
It's the brilliance of the beast system. Like, it seduces with comfort and bribes with convenience, and it weaponizes fear to keep people in line. Like, it's not just broken, it's literally built this way.
Yeah, it's built by very intelligent minds, and now we have things like AI and quantum computers. Who do you think's truly behind the system? These people have given up their power to... Anyways, that's for probably near the end of this series, but you can see where this is all going. We've been taught to think that the system is broken, but what if it was never meant to serve us in the first place?
It wasn't. Like, the reality is that the system wasn't built for humans. It wasn't built for spirit-filled humans. It was built for profit, for control, for allegiance, and it thrives on disconnection. Like, we're all so disconnected from each other, disconnected from the truth, disconnected from God. Like, it is so sneaky the way that this system has been set up. Because, yeah, it seems seductive. It seems good. Like, all of the lusts of the flesh, meaning like, acquiring that Mercedes-Benz and these fancy Fluvogs and getting your hair done every week and like looking beautiful and all of these things.
It's modern day Babylon.
Absolutely.
Cloaked in tech, glamour, medicine, and progress. But beneath the surface, it's anti-human, anti-truth, anti-life, anti-God.
Yeah, it's messed up. Like, because not only are we like disconnected from each other and truth and from God, but we're also like, in a sense, disconnected from ourselves, disconnected from spirit within. It's messed up.
So back to waking up. It's you're not crazy. You might think you're crazy when you're waking up for all these crazy things going on, but you must have looked around and thought, why does everything feel fake? No, you're not broken. You're becoming aware. And in that awareness is the first step. And the series is for the truth seekers, the system disruptors, the people who can't unsee what they've seen and they won't go back to sleep. And I won't go back to sleep. And I can't go back to sleep, even though sometimes I wanted to go take the blue pill. You know, like I took the red one, but can I just go back, insert me back into the matrix, where it's more convenient and there's no anxiety and you're just be able to distract yourself with the pleasures of the matrix. But
yeah,
no,
one of the
I
things,
can't.
yeah, sorry, Adam, to cut you off, but like one of the things that I have found myself doing now is that I've allowed myself, obviously, to go down these rabbit holes to like comprehend, what's going on. And now that I know it, I don't think there's any point. There's no benefit for me to continue filling my head with more. People are like, oh, yeah, Diddy parties. What do you think about that? It's the same old, same old. I don't think much about the Diddy parties. There's nothing new under the sun in regards to this beast system. We see it in the model of the 9 to 5. We see it in the model of all the ways in which we are celebrating the same stupid holidays over and over again. We see it in the way the calendar is set up. We just see it. Like, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything is always just repeating itself. History is always repeating itself. There's nothing new, And so there's no benefit for me at this point in looking at the news. Not that I have been looking at the news, but like keeping up with politics, following anything. So for me right now, it's not that I can ever go back, right, to take the blue pill. Like, you can't unsee what you've seen. We can't unknow what we know. We know this truth. But it's with this foundation that I have, paired with the foundation I have in Christ Jesus, that I'm finding myself focusing wholly and solely on the things of the Lord, the things of the kingdom, because that's the other operating system that is happening simultaneously. And so I've given a large portion of my life pre-Christ, and even like as a believer, navigating the wiles of this beast system. But now I have unplugged myself from it. I see it for what it is. I can step back. I'm like, okay, look at that. And if and when I need to enter in, I enter in fully equipped and armored up and ready to go, knowing that I'm a disruptor of that matrix. So I roll in there, guns ablazing, firing hot, ready to raise the vibration, glitch the matrix, all of the frequencies, whatever. I'm coming in with all that light, all that fire, all that is good and God and love in the world. You get in there, you do the thing, and then you back out. And you go back to the other operating system where everything is life and love and abundant and nourished and connected to the source. And so I'm no longer paying any attention to what's going on there. It's not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys, as my friend Andrea says, or maybe it's not my monkeys, not my circus, whatever. It's true. And I can't unsee, so I can't, whatever. But there is this saying that's called ignorance is bliss. And I will say that for I would say maybe even the last 6 months, I've truly tapped out of everything. I used to kind of keep my finger on the pulse a little bit. I used to just kind of see what's going on, never researching, kind of. Okay, as crazy as it sounds, I was getting all of my information from memes. Because at that point, I'm just there's nothing new to know. So I'm just going to have a meme, have a laugh, kind of keep my finger on the pulse. But now I don't even do that. All of that completely gone. And so in a sense, I am ignorant to what the beast system is doing.
We don't even know what the Prime Minister of Canada is.
I didn't even know there was a Prime Minister, a new Prime Minister. I had no idea. Someone's like, oh, the new Prime Minister. I'm like, what is it? What are you? I don't even care.
I've seen some election signs going up around the neighborhood, but I don't really know what's going on. We're thinking of putting up our own election signs, cats and a new random party, because it's all a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your vote matters. It doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So ignorance is bliss in the sense that not paying attention to the darkness gives you that blissful feeling, when you're at the spa and you feel all blissed out, even though I like I said, I know the things and I know that, and it does get me down sometimes, because the reality when you're facing it oftentimes is just wow, this is sad, and my heart breaks, for humanity. My heart breaks for those who are trapped in that system and are not, are just ignorant in a way that's not blissful, ignorant in the fact that they're just still going along and trusting the government and believing that everything's going to be okay. It makes me so sad. So the reality is here, what we're trying to say is that awareness is the first step. Okay, so awareness is the first step, and this series is for all of you who are seeking truth. It's for all of you who want to take that first step to just truly knowing, to being able to see, and then knowing that after a certain amount of steps, you can step back and just be ignorant like me.
Yeah, if you know the truth and you know the right things to do. Because, you know, there's no excuses now. Like, this is all out in the open. It's only because we distracted ourselves with life and TV and all this brainwashing that we're not fully seeing it or comprehending it. And even if a lot of people kind of know a little bit what's going on, but it's so overwhelming and they can't like piece it all together and really get to the heart of what they really need to do because it's too much.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all of our reality, every part of our reality has been compromised. The government, the education, the economy, the technology, the entertainment, the food, the families, you name it. It's all twisted up out of shape, and you know we need to see it for what it is. And we know these things are all corrupt and twisted.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to face these facts. Like, we've been following this stuff for 20 plus years. We have countless hours of research, watching documentaries, reading books, and even firsthand experience. So you need to make the choice now that, yes, you're going to go on this journey with us and you're going to wake up because there's a choice. The system is literally forcing us for a choice in the near future. And if you don't make that choice, it's not going to be it's going to be bad if you don't choose, because you're not even going to realize, because a lot of people, they didn't think, you know, that they're even making a choice between evil and good, or, you know, the future of humanity, right? They just think that, I'm just going about life and, you know, I'll get through this or whatever. But if you just keep sleeping, you don't even realize that you made the wrong choice. That's just the reality of it. So you need to be awake so you can make sure you're making the right choice.
Mm-hmm. And so I also just kind of want to put it out there that in this series, we're not just here to like expose what is wrong. We're here to start imagining what comes next. Because, like, once we see that system clearly and we step outside of it, we step back, we can step forward in another direction. And that's exciting. Like, really and truly, if we are created in the image of God, that means that we are created, and therefore we have this innate ability to create. It's like inside of us. We just want to build something. Like, that is why you look around and you see that stuff is constantly being built. You see all of the things that human has created on this earth. You know what I mean? You look around, you see fancy architecture, and you also see ugly architecture. But you know what I mean? We're just constantly just trying to build things and decorate and create and have fun on this earth that we've been placed upon. Like, that is in God's intention, right? But the system that is here is obviously no bueno. So like Adam is saying, you wake up to these facts, and then we say, no, thank you, turn in the opposite direction, and then begin to build something new, something exciting, something beautiful, something that is full of light and life and love.
You know, some people are going to hear what we're saying and be like, yeah, you know what? I know all this. And now that you just kind of pieced it all together in this short series, now it makes sense, and now I know what I need to do. Some others, you're going to be like, this is crazy. You know, I don't fully get it. You're going to have to go and spend some time researching. You know, and maybe eventually we'll be able to pass on some links that could get people started and recommend some documentaries and that. But because
there are some good ones that are like digestible.
Now more than ever, like back in the day, 20 years ago, it wasn't so easy. You know, there was only a few documentaries out there, and then you had to like find the books and everything. But now it's everybody's summarized other people's research and whistleblowers and all sorts of things that we have at our disposal.
Yeah,
now
not only that, if you ask ChatGPT in the right way, it'll give you the answer.
Yeah, if you ask it in the wrong way, it'll just give you like cookie cutter, like conspiracy theory stuff that you know, don't trust it and everything. But if you ask, in the right way, without hitting its triggers, it'll give you like some pretty good truth.
Yeah, and there's like a new feature on ChatGPT called research, and so it'll dig for 30 minutes. Like, it'll just dig on the internet. It'll probably hit that Wayback Machine and dig and find you what you're answering for. Just make sure you ask it like calm and cool. You know what I mean? Don't be like, yo, ChatGPT, was 9/11 an inside job? Of course 9/11 was not an inside job, is what it's gonna say, you know? But speaking of 9/11,
Some far-right conspiracy theorists think that it was a controlled demolition.
But Adam, I just kind of wanted to, real quick, because, yeah, these are not going to be super long episodes like some of our previous episodes where we're ranting for an hour and 45 minutes. These are going to be quicker, but I did want to just maybe briefly touch on, like, how did you wake up to all this? Like, what was the instigator for you?
Well, that's actually going to be the future episodes.
I thought we wanted to talk about it today.
No, that's actually the next episode. But I could give you a trailer for the next episode.
Oh.
Yeah, because basically we're going to go over our stories about how we woke up and then go over the agenda and then some very relevant, and these are like different episodes that we have planned, and then the very relevant stuff that's happened recently and the most important things we need to watch out for, and then some solutions for that. Because we hope that after this series that people wake up and join us in building the only revolution that's left, and that is the creative revolution.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, but to give you a teaser, you know, a lot of us woke up at 9/11, you know, when those planes hit the building and we're like, what? And then like 3 buildings fell, that even one wasn't even hit by a plane. We're like, what was that? You know, it's like these repeated images of these buildings falling in a controlled demolition, and then we're told that, you know, they burned, you know, a steel frame building burned and fell down, 3 of them all in a row, even though it's, you know, these are the types of things where, you know, I don't really think about it, but then when you watch the documentaries and you see the steel workers, the people who made the steel interviewed and saying how the building can withstand, like, you know, 20 planes hitting it, and it just seems so ridiculous. And this is, you know, what you need to look out for and comprehend is that most of what they say and these big things on the news are just complete ridiculousness. History, ridiculousness. All these world events are ridiculousness. And so you just need to wake up and realize they're just laughing at you because they're literally throwing out these ridiculous things, and you're believing them because it's all an algorithm. It's all an algorithm of deception.
And when we say you, we don't like mean you. Like, it doesn't mean that you're, you know, the one who's deceived, but just saying, like, in general, you as in like humanity. Just
could be you. Maybe it is you.
Maybe it is you, but I just want
to clarify. It was me at one point.
Yeah. So 9/11 was what woke you up. That's cool. You know, like, I, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like, I basically came out of the womb awakened. Oh, yeah. I know it's like no big deal, but I think nobody please take this too seriously. But like, you know, some people just end up smoking weed at a young age. And I'm not saying that this is good. I'm not saying this is good for your brain. I think it's bad for your brain. And like, honest to goodness, now as like a 40-year-old woman, I feel like I am suffering the consequences of like smoking weed early. However, on the flip side, I feel like because of what it's like when you get high, I feel like I just began to question everything very early on. So for me, it was when I was in school and they're presenting us with the globe. And they're like, this is where we live. And it's spinning through the air at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And gravity holds it all together and the water doesn't fly off. I questioned that. Not that I stood up and I said, oh my gosh, how is this truly possible? And not that I became like a flat earther in 6th grade, but like for me, that was like a seed planted and I couldn't fully comprehend it.
And some of you don't laugh about the flat earth thing because you know what? It's a lot more credible than what you first think when you haven't looked into it.
But for me, that was it. Like, that was when I truly started questioning reality, questioning what I was being told, questioning the institution, you know? And so, yeah, I was always just kind of like getting in trouble in school because I was like, is that true? What the heck? And then just kind of like, yeah, acting like a disruptor because there was something inside of me that did not want to be programmed, that refused the inoculation process, if you know what I mean. So With that all being said, I just want to remind everybody that this is an invitation. That this little series is an invitation to choose truth, to choose community and real sovereignty. And it all starts with a choice. It comes down to truth or comfort, freedom or control, divine identity or digital obedience. And so for us, we've already chosen life. And our hope and prayer is that you track along with us and choose life too. So next week, we're diving deeper into the roots of this system. It's going to be exciting. And until then, keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, stay human, and remember that the beast system might run the world, but it doesn't own your soul. You own your soul, your soul, your soul.
Beast system.
Taking
The
it down.
beast system.